Hello, hello, Monique Noel-Gunter here, your local financial coach and friend. I am here to have a serious conversation with you guys about a lie that we were told, right? So I don't know about you, but I was always taught you get paid 10% for tithe, 10% for savings account, and then you spend whatever you want with the rest, right? The problem is what I was taught is that 10% I'm putting aside for me, I should put it in the bank, right? Okay, national average, that's for the continental US, right? For the United States of America, on average, a savings account pays about 0.10%. That's 0.10%, right? Is the annual, the yearly rate that you would get for interest on a savings account. What I found out is if we haven't been getting the end of year tax documents from our banks, that means we did not even make $10 of interest. Isn't that crazy? Not even $10 in interest, right? Okay, that's one. Number two, interest rates. Not interest rates, inflation rates. If you follow, you can look up Forbes Advisor, you can go to current inflation rates. Like there are plenty of different places where you can get valid information. But if you follow the inflation rates, it's coming down. It was 7.7% last month, right? As of this morning, it's reported at 7.1%. That's good news that it's going back down, but 7% inflation, right? Remember what I said your interest rate would be in the bank? That's not even 1%. It's like 0.1%, right? So 7 minus zero point 0.1. That means you're negative by almost 7%. Your money is losing its value when you leave it in the bank. How do we fix this? Because we work hard for our money. Our money should work harder, right? Because what's the sense of us trading our time for our dollars when our dollars can be traded exponentially, right? And much, much more than we can trade our time. So we get 24 hours in a day, and that's all we can do with us, with our time. But when we take our money and we invest it, that money can work 24/7, 365. It doesn't sleep, right? Okay, that's number two. Number three, I don't know about you, but I love a bargain. I don't necessarily want a sale because sometimes people will sell you crap. It costs a little bit of money, so it's tempting, but you get what you pay for, right? But a value item that's discounted is a beautiful thing. That's a bargain. That's when you get something that's worth way more than you pay for it. So think about now, like if you were to go into the stores because of the holidays, we have so many items that are on sale, right? Some of those items are value items. So you're getting a bargain when you buy them at the discounted rate. Right now, because interest rates are low, that means so many stocks, the costs have gone down, right? So imagine a stock that would have cost $100 a share, you could probably get for less now. That stock is not going to stay down because the market goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. When you look at the average over time, I think over time, the average, your money will double like every 7 years. So if you leave your money in the market, typically, on average, it goes up and it goes down. There's no guarantee you're going to get 10% or 20% or whatever. But on average, it'll take about 7 years for your money to double at certain interest rates. All right. So this number 4 point is very important. Think about it, guys. If you go to a store and you buy a value item at a bargain price, you're happy. You just got a deal, right? If you go into the market now, while all of these value stocks are on sale, like Microsoft is down, right? Amazon is down. These tech companies, they're down. They're on sale. You buy them now. You hold them. And guess what happens? As the value is going down, people start buying more. So the supply starts to go away, which means the demand for it has to meet with the cost because as more people want it and there's less and less of it, that means it's going to cost more. So what happens to that stock? It goes back up. Now, what I'm recommending to you, and this is not me talking as anyone outside of Monique, Noel-Gunter, person who likes to do the right thing for myself and my family. I'm telling you what I would do. So there is absolutely risk in markets. In any situation, there's risk, right? You could lose money, you could make money. But when you think about it this way, if I were to take my money, right? Let's say I took $10,000 and I put it under my pillow, right? If I put it under my pillow in 7.5 years, it would still be 10,000, right? But when I think about inflation, I know that that $10,000 is not going to go as far 10 years from now as it would have gone today. Like a gallon of milk used to be like $1.99 when I was a kid. Now you spend almost $5 for a gallon of milk, and this is why I don't buy milk anymore. But anyway, if let's say I take that same 10,000, right, and I were to put it in the bank, right, like I was taught to do, put it in the bank, let it be in a savings account or just put it under my pillow. The bank might, if I get a good bank, I can find interest rates on average is 0.10%. But I have found some banks that give like a 2 or 3%. Like I know Capital One's done some really cool things. And I think SoFi at one point had another really good rate. But you can do your own research on those things. You're not getting typically 2 to 3% at a bank. You're just not. It's not normal. But if you do get it, it's much better than 0.0, 0.1, or the normal average. It's just still way less than inflation. Even at a 3%, you're still down by 4. Because remember, if inflation is at 7.1 and your interest rate at the bank is 3 even, right? That means you're still negative 4. Your money is still losing value. Excuse me, I have a cold. Excuse me, but I get so excited. Like, I have to share this information with you. Why? Because I think about it, if it were you and you had the information and you shared this with me, especially around the holiday times when we're all trying to get stuff for our kids, right? Think about what kind of gift you would be giving your kids if instead of going to buy them something that they're going to play with for a couple of months and they forget about it, what if you were to invest in them and in their future and open up some savings accounts, some stock accounts, right? Some investment accounts. And in 7 years, now your kids' assets will be able to double. What kind of present would your kids have if you invest today and consistently invest with them, right? 7 years from now, when that doubles, how much more valuable will it be to your kids than going out and buying something that may be sparkly today, but 7 years from now, it's probably, if it's still in your house, going to be in really rough shape. I hope this is making sense what I'm saying, because as a parent and as a thinker, I want to make sure that I teach my kids, don't waste your time and your money buying stuff that doesn't matter. Invest in yourself, educate yourself, read a book, go on a trip, do something that's going to help you as a person to grow. Don't just buy a shiny object and then that shiny object, it does nothing for you. Okay, so those were my 4 points that I wanted to make. And then the 5th point, I am licensed in 12 different states to help people, to help families, to protect their assets, whether it's your business asset, whether it's your family and their financial future, whether it's securing your business establishment. Like, let's say, people have been stealing from your business and you need a security system, cameras, whatever the case is. I am in the world of finance and I'm with a company that is so devoted to making sure that people get good services, that many other businesses have partnered with us. So we're able to offer our clients solutions for every problem. Whatever your problem is, whatever solution you need, excuse me, seek help from someone who's qualified to give that help. Seek help from someone who cares enough to take the time and have a conversation to make sure that you are an educated consumer. Because, I can sell just about anything, but I refuse to sell certain products because I know what that does to families in the long run. For example, with life insurance. This is a long video so far. I think we're almost at 10 minutes, so I'm going to be quick. With life insurance, right? You know, this is not just death and gloom and doom and all of that craziness. Do you realize every time you go and you buy a television or a phone or a car, they're going to tell you you got to get insurance, right? You get insurance because if something goes wrong, then you can replace that item without having to pay full price. We cannot replace a life, right? When someone is gone, we are going to grieve for that person. But we still then have to figure out how to make ends meet, how to cover their burial costs, how to pay off whatever debt they had outstanding, right? If they were our spouse and we were sharing income, how are we going to replace that income? Are we going to have to move? Are our kids going to have to go to a new school district? You know, how are we going to find childcare? Because if it's a two-family house and now all of a sudden it's a one-family house, that means somebody's got to be there to watch the little ones, right? So either you're going to, I don't know, bring them to work with you, or you got to find someone to take care of your kids. There's a lot that goes into planning for your financial future. But you got to think about it. You have today. Tomorrow is not promised. What are you going to do today for your family so that if God forbid today is your last day, you've taken care of your family? I've seen so many times where people are like, oh, let's talk next week, or let's do it in 2 weeks. And I'm not pushy. I'm going to say, okay, no problem. But understand, God forbid something happens to you within that time frame that would disqualify you for the coverage, or that would eliminate you and you wouldn't be here anymore. You're leaving your family without coverage, without protection. To me, it's a real thing. A couple weeks ago, one of my partners, we paid out a death claim to a family. The lady had two small kids, both under 10, and she was 43 years old. I'm not too far from 43. But to think, like, we were able to not just give our condolences and send our prayers, we were able to deliver a check so that those kids financially are taken care of. Their caregivers, because this lady worked with us, she also had a will in place. So her family knew exactly what to do with her assets. They didn't have to go through hoops to figure out what was going to where, who was going to take care of the kids, what monies do they have, what bills need to be paid. Like, it was already taken care of. And because the mother sat with us and had been following her strategy, like understanding she was not paying a bill every month, she was investing in herself and her family every month, her bills were able to be paid off completely. So all of the money that's received from the life insurance isn't going to go to raise the children, but the children will be able to use that money along with the assets that the mother had growing for their financial needs, for their future. They're reinvesting the monies so that they now, or the guardians are reinvesting the monies so that those kids have assets waiting for them when they're 18. How much better is it that that mother put her kids in that position? She didn't want to leave them, right? She didn't plan to die early, but she knew that life is short. You know, at some point we're all going to die. What she made sure to do is to secure her family's financial well-being. So while she wouldn't be physically here to protect them, monetarily, she protected her kids. So her kids don't have to find a new school district or relocate or move out of the house that they grew up in because their mom was no longer there to take care of them. Losing their mom is bad enough. Why should they have to lose their whole world on top of that, right? I say all of that to say this. We have choices. There's so much information out here that we don't necessarily get the information we're supposed to get. Because honestly speaking, our nation is set up so that we, the people, can be the workers to do the work. We're not setting up a system of education where we, the people, are the thinkers, the creators, the wealth makers, right? But this is something that we can change. Ignorance is bliss, right? That's a statement that people have said, but it's bliss because these people don't know what they don't know. When you find out what you didn't know, it's like, how the heck did I not know that? Like, it's so simple, but so profound. Having learned so much over this last year, Tomorrow will be a year in my company, and I'm so grateful for the people who saw something in me and who introduced me to this financial literacy and all of the different things that have come along with it. But we have to understand that knowledge is not power unless you put action behind it. Because I can come and make these videos and share all of this knowledge with you, right? Press play, edit, post, you name it. I put it out there. But if you hear and it goes in one ear and out the other, or you decide to sleep on it and then forget all about it, or you say, you know what, I'm going to call this lady and I never hear from you, those are choices that we're making, right? I really believe that we have to fight for our Camelot. It is our responsibility to make sure that the choices we make today are going to improve our futures for tomorrow, especially if we have children, because they're watching everything we do. They're listening to everything we say, and the lessons that we teach them, how we show them to prepare, that's what they're going to do as adults. So I'm going to ask you this question, and there's no judgment because we all grow. There's so much I didn't know. And if not for this company and the people who've taken the time to just love on me and teach me and help me to learn, I can't even imagine. So I'm going to ask you, where are you today financially? Is it where you want to be 7 years from now, 10 years from now, 40 years from now? And then the path that you've currently put yourself on, is that the path you want your children to follow? If you don't want that future for your children, let's have a conversation. Let's put together a plan, a legitimate strategic plan that works for you with what you currently have so that you can understand that there are options for you. There's no obligation to having, you don't have to buy anything with me. I'm literally giving you this information because it is important. I make my money when I help people from my company. So you're not paying me for the consultation. I can absolutely charge you if it makes you feel better, but that's not going to help you. The information and what you do with that information is what will help you. So if you've made it this far, 17 minutes in to a conversation about finances, about the future, and about families positioning after you're gone, that says that this is something that means something to you. Why does it mean something to you? What is it that is important, and what are you going to do about it? Let's have a conversation, and we can schedule an appointment to have a nice discussion about where you currently are. We can look at everything holistically. We can set that appointment so you bring your bills, you bring your plans, you bring everything that you have in your mind that you've got to sort out. We can sort it out for you, come back to you with a plan, and then from there we can have another conversation about where you want to go. A, B, C, or do exactly what you've been doing. Because I tell people all the time, how's that working for you? If it's working for you, great, keep it up. Don't quit. But if it's not working for you, why are you going to keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result? It makes no sense. So, from my heart to yours, I pray God bless you and that you have a fantastic holiday season. If you need to get your financial house in order, let's have a conversation. I am licensed in several states, as I mentioned before, to provide certain services, and I'm adding new licensure as often as possible because that's me. I like to be able to give my clients the best services, and I love knowing that if I can provide everything from birth to death and beyond, they can come to me, someone they trust, and I know that they're taken care of well. And then this is also my business, so of course this is blessing my family as well. So if you like doing business with me or you'd like to do business with me, reach out. If you can't stand me, don't call because I'm telling you, we're going to be friends. You're going to hear from me on a regular basis. We're going to really sit down and put a plan together. We're going to do annual updates to make sure that you're still on track. If you get a new baby or if you buy a house or something changes and you need to update your stuff, make a new strategy, I've got you covered. I love working with people, and I love making a difference. I always tell my kids, rise and shine and make a difference. That's what we're here for, right? So let's do something together. I look forward to hearing from you, and I look forward to doing something special with you. God bless. Good night.